You got good hair though.
Thank you. I'm growing out my hair like Steve Bannon.
Why is he your reference? There's so many men with long hair. But I want Steve Bannon specifically, not like Leonardo DiCaprio in the '90s. I want Steve Bannon
because I don't look like Leonardo DiCaprio in the '90s. I look more like Steve Bannon.
You could sell a Steve Bannon. You could play Steve Bannon in the thing.
Did you go to a barbershop and be like, "Let me get the Bannon"?
Yeah, no. His hair long and now it looks better than Orlando Bloom's.
If there's one thing when
beautiful.
I think Steve Bannon, my mind immediately goes to beautiful hair.
That's the first thing I think of. Whenever they pull him, I saw him doing the perp walk, and he had pretty hair.
Doing the what?
The perp walk.
Perp walk.
Perp walk. You're handcuffed. You're out in front of the media.
Oh. For some reason, I thought this was a dance I'd never heard of.
Well, it is.
Kind of
actually.
I like what I was thinking about what you said about Orlando Bloom. And honestly, I don't care what he looks like at all. He let his load fly in Katy Perry. Presumably more than once. They're having a baby.
They're married, dating?
I think they're married.
They're married.
And they're having a baby.
We talked about this before because Orlando Bloom.
Orlando Bloom's an actor, right?
Yeah, he was like Legolas in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
he was in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Wasn't too into either of those, but the name is super familiar. He's obviously famous.
He was in Black Hawk Down.
Was he in Black Hawk Down?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Did you ever watch? There was a terrible movie. Remember Garden State, right? And it became super popular. And then the studios made a bunch of shitty knockoffs of it. They made one called Elizabethtown. Did you see that with Kirsten Dunst?
Oh yeah.
No. All right. Well, I'll Google a photo of him later.
You know,
I'm just not picturing it.
We referenced earlier.
We also need a song.
Dr. Brown.
Dr.
And that got me to thinking about Huey Lewis and the News Classic.
That's the power of love.
I was thinking the other one.
Don't take money. Don't take fame. Don't take no credit cards to ride this train.
Einstein's theory is right.
I'll join when you get to the chorus.
No,
you're
back in time. I was thinking
that's the power of love.
Oh, right, but back in time. I think they wrote probably for the movie,
right? They wrote for the movie.
That would make sense.
Back in time, they wrote for the movie. Power of Love's on the record Sports, which is a hit monster. All the Huey Lewis hits were on the album Sports.
Nice.
American Psycho.
Yeah,
I think that's a fact in that book. Not that I read it.
Sports.
Saw the movie 5 times.
Huey Lewis Sports. It's a good album if you like pretty well produced, solidly played dad rock.
Nice. And who doesn't?
You know,
he's also pretty good in Californication.
Oh, as an actor.
Yeah, he was not bad as an actor.
Yeah, he's
played himself.
He's been in a couple movies and he's not a terrible actor. He was in that movie with Gwyneth Paltrow about fucking karaoke that was a shithole.
I like that a lot.
Sliding Doors?
No.
Crossroads?
The one with
it called?
Sideways.
No, this wasn't Sideways.
No?
Sideways was the one about wine with Paul Giamatti.
Am I mixing that up with another movie?
That movie's great.
Yeah,
Sideways
that movie's great.
Hilarious.
Then what was Huey Lewis wasn't in Sideways?
No.
I used to, like everybody else, get Huey Lewis, Billy Joel, Mike and the Mechanics.
Those are all very different.
But they're all they look like it was if my uncle.
Their demos definitely.
They say that all in love is fair, but you don't care. That's like
Which one is that?
That's the bridge of Power of Love. Which is a joke with my joke band that I sing in, that we do the Christmas show every year. It's fucking not happening this year. Stupid COVID. But the thing is that I could never hit that bridge, so we just cut it out. And it's really just 2 parts over and over then.
Huey Lewis just always, like, all those guys just look like, I guess as an adult you could just apply for the job of musician. Because like they all
you know what
like
it is?
Tucked in shirts and like
you know what it
they
is?
sang about owning cars and like a mortgage and stuff. It just seemed
they all
it's pretty relatable, you know.
You were right. You know what it is they all came out in the thing where they were already established before MTV. They all had faces for radio.
Well, yeah, they were all
they were already all artists that had at least minor successes.
It was pre having to make music videos.
It was pre, but then they all had to because of the times. But like my favorite face for radio is Christopher Cross. You guys familiar with the recording artist Christopher Cross?
Yeah,
no, dude,
but I don't know what he looks like.
I've heard so many people talk about him too.
Christopher Cross had such
What's
hits
the famous
as
one?
Sailing.
Right.
That's the big one. That one. Sailing takes me away to a place I
Not to be mixed up with the Styx Sailing.
I was thinking of the Styx.
Yeah. No. And then his other one with Michael McDonald. That one. If I make it to the border of Mexico and I ride like the wind. Ride like the wind.
No.
I'd have to hear that again.
But his also Christopher Cross hit was, if you get caught between the moon and New York City.
I did not know that either.
And don't forget to fall in love.
Nope.
No, they're all big hits.
You're in a band.
Sailing.
Well, if a particular demographic is listening to this episode, I think we'll be a big hit.
But it's all about, they all, like, Christopher Cross was a terrible looking guy.
Yeah.
He's not a handsome man. But he had a face for radio. That was a weird time in musical history.
I'd rather it would have been cooler to see my uncle just become a musician.
Christopher Cross looks like he could have been your
uncle.
Yeah, my actual uncle, because that's how everybody looked, and it's just like, I don't know. It seemed like remember when people wore blazers in bands?
Yeah,
and stuff like that. It's like
Huey Lewis definitely wore a blazer.
Yeah, and it's like
Talking Heads. I feel like a lot of blazers.
Like you can still be a member of the country club, If
I mean,
Huey Lewis is definitely country club rock.
Or yacht rock, right? That's what.
That's Chris
he's
Cross
not really
was yacht rock for sure.
Was he?
Chris Cross
Hall
will
and
make you
Oates
jump.
is like the quintessential yacht rock, right?
No, Hall and Oates is no.
What?
Those are two soulful white guys from Philadelphia.
They're great, but it's yacht rock.
They call that blue-eyed soul.
I won't let.
Is that not what yacht rock is? I could swear there's a pilot or like something that someone made called yacht rock, which is where I think the name comes from.
Well, they're all songs about the casual life on a sailboat.
It's songs that you listen to in boat shoes.
Yeah, and it's not.
Exactly.
It's.
I love Hall and Oates. I don't mean it in like a pejorative, but
I just won't let that culture take Hall and Oates.
I would listen with boat shoes.
You're a blue-eyed soul kind of.
Do you have an Apple Watch?
I do.
How do you feel like Dick Tracy?
I've had the Apple Watch for like at least their last 3 episodes.
Do you talk into it? Like
you can, although last night I was trying to set an alarm with it, and maybe it was because I was laying down, but this motherfucker was not doing my bidding.
Your Apple Watch was like, get the fuck up, you lazy bitch. If you want to at least sit up. Don't talk to me when you're laying down. Have more respect for me than that.
You know what? Actually, so I was trying to set an alarm for me to move my car because of alternate side parking, and it didn't work. And I set one with Alexa. I got competing computers everywhere.
Yeah.
But she did it, but I was in a different room or something, and I forgot to move my car today, and I didn't get a ticket.
Hell yeah.
A Christmas miracle.
Yeah, that was me Friday. Alternate side street parking. I was like, my roommate even was like, I'll do it for you.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck it, and I didn't get it. It's good luck. I was like, I figured they had the day off. Anyway,
it's so nice when that happens.
No, it's like a federally recognized.
So, you guys for
today?
people
on Friday.
Friday is. Yeah, that's why I was like, no. So what we're talking about, guys, for everyone who doesn't live in New York, there's an annoying thing that happens in New York where you have to move your car from. It's called alternate street parking. It's like on like Tuesdays and Wednesdays you can't park on one side, and Thursdays and Fridays you can't park on the other side. It varies, but imagine that. And so it's always a gamble. And luckily, I feel like such a lazy bum because mine's at 11 o'clock.
Mine's at 11:30. Yeah,
it's not that early. Some you see it's like 6 in the morning.
Well, it's a problem when I was working. If I had to be at work, then I have to handle it the day before. But right now, they actually alleviated it a little bit, where if it's Tuesday and Friday, you only actually have to move it Friday, and if it's Monday and Thursday, you only actually have to move it Thursday.
Yeah, they cut it in half.
The 2-day-a-week ones, it's on the later day.
We don't have that shit in my neighborhood. They straight up, the ticket dudes are out relentlessly.
Really? Yeah.
No, but it's New York-wise, on the first day, you won't get one. You'll only get one on the second day. I'm hoping they keep it forever.
But like,
you'll never have a day where they just like don't ticket you.
But it's like it's always a
if you fuck up.
It's always a game. It's always a game for me. I'm like, all right, am I gambling? I'm not gonna get a ticket today. I did get a ticket last week though. I missed one of my games, but 2 weeks ago. I still got it.
You should when you go to pay it, you should give them like the market value of the ticket fine and like a goat. Like
$65 worth of
just
goat
to make
meat.
it difficult.
Of a goat, like a live goat.
I don't know if they're obligated to accept goat as
give
legal
them
tender.
soybean futures, like something like very off the wall for like. I mean, if they're gonna make life difficult,
$130 worth of cum.
they would. I would owe them.
Yeah, that's gonna take me a year to get that much account. I'm fucking almost 41 years old.
Well, save up, buddy. Save up.
Well, I figure my sperm is very fertile, and so I'm guaranteed kid. So that sperm is going to cost you money.
What gives you? What gives you that
kind
of authority?
Sperm or even described as fertile.
Potent,
maybe.
Yeah, potent sperm. How do you know or figure that?
I'm just because the amount of women I got pregnant. And
how many women have you gotten pregnant?
Not that many.
At 41.
Yeah.
I got a ticket in my old neighborhood. It was a huge pain in the ass. And then one time my car broke down and I left a note that was like, please don't ticket. I forget whether it was I think it was the battery that was just dead, but I didn't have time to get a jump or whatever. I wrote something, please don't ticket, car is broken, getting towed or fixed, whatever, in a day, and it worked, and they didn't ticket me, and I was like, wait a minute, why didn't I just leave that note
every time?
And I left it up once, and they ticketed me.
You want to know? You want to know a secret? Take your license plate off.
Well, right.
There was a car, literally.
Huh.
There was a car on my street, on my street, the busy street, not the residential street, the busy street that was there for 3 months before they towed it. 4 flat tires. No tickets.
Yeah.
The guy took the license plate off.
They can't run it by the VIN number on your
That's what I was going to ask.
Nope.
Yeah.
That or cover it. I live in the hood, so I've learned all sorts of lessons. Because apparently it's against some sort of law. If it's covered, a cop can't look at the license plate without like probable cause.
What if I just cover the license plate?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know where the gray area is. If you put a car cover over it, or if all you gotta do is literally take the license plate off and you won't get a ticket. It might get towed in a couple months.
What if I smear my license plate in shit to the point where it's unreadable and the cop doesn't want to touch it, right? It's stinky.
That's one way.
Welcome to the Bushwick Bears.
Welcome to the Bushwick Bears, ladies and gentlemen.
We're answering your traffic questions.
New York
that's the stage
protocol.
of
the little known loophole where you smear your car in shit.
That's the stage of the pandemic that we've been at, where we're talking about traffic laws that affect us.
We were talking about the potency of your sperm like literally 40 seconds ago, so I think we're going to be all right.
That's true.
We're going the whole gamut.
I'm Jericho Davidson, you guys. Next to me, if you're watching, is Boris Hyken. And
Sup?
Over there is Derek Humphrey.
What's up?
You can't see, but Derek raised the fist up in solidarity, and now he was
waving.
He Heil Hitler.
I was like
you had a pause, and then you covered it with a wave. No. You had a Heil Hitler, and then you were like, "Oh, hello."
No, people at home, there was no heiling of Hitler.
There was at least a good half a second of Heil Hitler in there before his brain realized to wave.
He would never do that to your. He wouldn't want to insult the name of your ancestors. You know?
Too soon.
Not soon enough.
That's not why he wouldn't do it.
Yeah. I've regressed during the pandemic quite a bit, where I've like started thinking about things that I used to think about like when I was a kid. For example, as a kid, do you remember ever like do you remember ever thinking like, if I could be an animal, what animal would I be?
Like an icebreaker type question.
Like when
you're breaking the ice with yourself.
More or less, did you imagine yourself as like an animal or something like that? Or like I had a very like escapist imagination, so like I was always like as a kid like, especially based on like the cartoons and whatnot. And so like as a kid or as an adult with nothing going on in my life, I'm like looking at a squirrel and I'm like, what would it be like to be that squirrel?
Just get to chill, run around.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
I'm like, well, if I'm imagining being a squirrel, what would it be like to be a hawk?
Well, where I was a little kid, all of my people had to be rats or cockroaches.
That's where you.
We weren't even allowed to be human.
I was such a nerd. It was always like, what superpower would you have?
Oh yeah,
right. And I always thought about that a lot. But I was always such a pervy little kid.
You got to be invincible so you could fuck everybody.
I want to be invisible.
Oh,
I want to be invisible, and honestly, just so I could go in like the girls' locker room and watch them change.
Yeah, I went straight to fucking, which was, I guess, technically rape, but it was really a loose fantasy at that point of my mind. I hadn't considered the logistics.
Did you say invincible?
Invisible.
Oh, I think it's an invincible. Like if you get shot or whatever, like
you
like
just keep on raping. They're just trying to shoot you, and
or you don't get AIDS because you're invincible. It's like, all right, I guess I don't get anything.
The time and our being our age,
and just as
AIDS
importantly, you don't give AIDS.
You don't give AIDS
because they didn't get any to give.
You'd have all the powers of a hetero person.
Derek coming with the stinger. Dude, I was such a perp. Yeah, so many things. Like that was my superpower. The reason I was a drama kid, why I was so invested in the theater. The reason I was a drama kid is just because girls changed in the same room as the dudes.
Yeah, we talked about.
We did talk about it.
I'm just such a.
I was about to go in the same rant about how it was like performative of how comfortable they were.
Yeah. No, but everything until I became, I would say probably about 39 years old. Everything in my life was just based on trying to get laid.
You're talking to two married men, and Derek's just like,
No. Well, I don't want to say that I can't relate.
Of course you can relate.
Like, of course
you weren't born married.
I feel that way.
I wonder, like, so let's go through the line. I played football. I was in a band. Yeah. I bartended. I've done comedy. I'm trying to think the most amount I've gotten laid up, because those are all things that like stereotypically in the past would be like, oh, things that you do that help you get laid.
Right.
Being in a band, a couple times. Doing comedy, more than I expected.
Right. Yeah.
Honestly, maybe it's because I produced a show that became popular and comedians were desperate to get on said show.
Oh, you Harvey Weinsteined your way from the top.
Oh yeah.
You want on this bar show in Brooklyn?
It was never.
Lock
it was never like that. It was never like that.
Give me my plant.
No, it was like, it was like, well, now that we're hooking up, can I do your show?
Oh, did you feel used?
I felt used many times. I don't mind. But then I was like, playing football. No, that didn't. And I didn't have.
Is that how Derek first got on?
Yeah, that's exactly how.
Absolutely.
But then,
put up or
honestly,
shut up.
more than any of it, bartending.
For sure. Yeah,
people,
that doesn't surprise me whatsoever.
I mean, people hit on bartenders. I assume
like,
that's all gender.
Yeah,
exponentially.
You're in the best place to put a roofie in.
Oh my God, that's how terrible! I would never do that, Derek.
No, nobody would. That's why it's a joke.
No one would do it.
Well,
ever.
no one would. Except
someone does it apparently.
Except for one of my neighbors.
Oh man.
Sorry, that's specific.
That'd be a funny thing to do if you have a noisy neighbor, and so you just roofie your neighbor, but only so you can get a good night's sleep.
Oh well, I guess I have to.
It's just offer them a neighborly drink, and then like finally no pounding on the ceiling.
No, well I guess I made that joke because that text message I sent you guys like last.
About the person you ran into a specific person.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, Derek was walking through his new neighborhood, and ran into a. How would you describe him without saying his name?
I would be vague. I wouldn't even say the gender, but now that it's out, I was just gonna say someone who's been somewhat ostracized from the comedy community in the midst of the Me Too movement, based on, I would call relatively, if not,
I would say alleged.
All right, alleged, based on allegations. That's all I'll say about that.
Person has been known to be publicly litigious towards individuals and corporations.
That's not why I wouldn't say it. I just don't want to get in the mud.
Why
I love when you guys use big words. Oh God, it gets my heart racing when they use big words like that.
Yeah,
and we came up with litigious individually and simultaneously.
And almost at the same time. Yeah.
And so I recognize said person of the Me Too movement who has
that's
more.
The credit when doing a show. Me Too. You know him from Me Too.
Yeah. I only mention that because, true or not, said person was with what seemed to be their significant other, and
a person of the opposite sex.
We don't know that.
We're
not giving away.
I'm not assuming.
Okay, I'm just trying to paint a picture.
Yeah. But and we have friends who've never been accused of rape who can never get laid.
And this human who's been accused of rape still seems to get laid on the regular.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about the regular, but at least had They had a person in their life.
That is funny that if you're a person who, like, obviously anybody's going to think somebody, if true, that does something like that is a bad person. But if you're a person who spends a lot of your energy personally focusing on other people who do that and, like, tweeting about it and just, like, just being outraged at, like, the sheer existence of bad things in people, it's really got to bother you a lot that person you publicly are so performatively mad at who's done something bad is getting laid while you're sitting alone in your apartment, all of coronavirus.
Getting laid and paid.
Laid and paid.
Through said litigiousy.
Oh, right.
So that's why.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Jesus.
That person got some money, huh?
Well, we can't. Let's draw it there.
Yeah.
I'll ask later. So...
Anyway, so that's why I made that joke. That's the context behind that thing that I said 5 minutes ago.
I forget what it even was.
We
went on a journey, and I liked it.
Yeah, we went on a journey.
I did like it. That was fun dodging those things.
That's what makes a good podcast, right? Is vaguely dancing around a point.
It was weird, too, because I was on so many edibles.
So you might have imagined all of this.
No.
No, I know.
No, because like here's why I know it was him, because the sheer the sheer panic that I felt in my heart when we recognized each other was like, oh no, like I can't make conversation with this person,
right?
You know what I mean? Like, because I believe them's. And
this isn't that you're protecting the identity; it's that this person goes by they now.
Well, no, I meant thems as in women.
Thems.
I don't know if you can. I believe women, and so
victims. You believe victims?
I believe victims. Thank you. 100% of the time, unless they're wrong. And so anyway, so I just don't want to talk to this guy. He was always scuzzy, anyways. So I wouldn't want to talk to him like normally. And now, and so it was weird. All right, thanks, guys, for popping right in there. Save me from the end of that.
We circled, and then we came back to it again.
Then we circled again.
Yeah, we don't need to drive around that cul-de-sac one more time.
How was everyone's week? There was a weird Thanksgiving that no one did anything because of COVID.
Pretty chill. We had my mother-in-law over, and that was that. But we made a big-ass prime rib that I've been eating for days. I never thought I'd be sick of prime rib, but I got what I thought would be the right amount, and it was probably double for 3 people. But it's good. It turned out real good. I did a good job with it. I'm not a fan of turkey. I don't know about you guys, but it's probably one of my least favorite of the meats. So ever since I was a little kid, I asked my mom to stop doing turkey for family meals, and she did because nobody else was that passionate about it. And we would do like chicken or Cornish hen or some other shit, rack of lamb.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. One year, my mom got a turducken from New Orleans, shipped in dry ice, and it you guys know what a turducken is, right?
Yeah.
And it was that, but with Cajun rice and sausages in between. So it was a duck and a chicken and a turkey with sausages and rice in between. And I remember being pretty delicious, but my mom said she would never cook such a thing again because it took like 12 hours or something.
It's a monstrosity.
Yeah.
It's a lot of food, too. That's a lot of things.
Yeah.
But it sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to joke about my mom doing a traditional Ukrainian horse ducking, where it's the chicken and the duck and the turkey and a horse deep fried in a jacuzzi.
Yeah, I only like turkey in a sandwich form, really. Like, I don't like it as, like, I eat all the dark meat. I think that's
exactly.
what my family likes. The
It's
dark
dry.
meat's the better stuff.
It's dry.
Yeah, it's dry.
That's why you got to put that That's why you got to put gravy and cranberry sauce.
I'm not
on
a huge fan of gravy or cranberry. I actually made my own cranberry sauce from scratch this Thanksgiving too, but I'm not a huge gravy or cranberry sauce
I like a
guy
little
either.
bit of gravy, but a lot of butter.
Yeah, butter's
Like a
good. I
fat
mean, that'll make anything
buck.
less dry.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't know. I think I just like the taste of butter.
Well, yeah, because butter's fucking
Butter's
delicious.
As a fat person.
Do you guys have any, like, when you were younger, do you have, like, I hear about people with family. Like, my family is fucking small and nothing really that crazy. They're all kind of simple people with similar mindsets, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's never really any. And no one really drank that much except for me, but I'm funny when I'm drunk, so they're like, hey, Uncle Jericho's being hilarious again. He must be drunk.
He shot his pants again.
They have such a warped idea of what alcoholism looks like because I'm so good at it. But like, do you guys have families like that would like fight or anything crazy? Like,
no.
Your Uncle Steve would get drunk and talk shit to your mom.
Nothing really like that, but also we got like broken up as my family moved here in different segments, and so it was like different people were together at different times. But no fighting.
No. Well, my father's side, we rarely ever like got together, and somebody's usually in jail or dying, and
that took the focus.
Yeah, and then my mom's side, like everybody was like, we always had like a grandfather, paternalistic sort of role, and everybody was like respectful. For the most part, I can't remember. Maybe as a kid we were like shitheads or act up, but like
traditional.
Yeah, but we would get smacked, and then that would solve that problem.
My favorite thing about like Thanksgiving when I was young is I have one cousin who's like, we're almost the same age, like I'm probably like 8-9 months older than he is, and he's big too.
Yeah.
And when we were little, we would beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, I mean, my cousin, we would do that too.
We would like fight. Like I think back on it, like if I looked outside and saw my children doing what me and my cousins would do to each other, I would be so
horrified. Times have changed. We never had physical stuff really, but my family communicates by like arguing and debating. So if you were to sit in on a dinner, you would think sometimes that people might be like angry at each other or fighting. And now that I've gotten older, I've compensated a little bit where I'd be like, all right, let's calm down a little bit. But nobody's ever actually mad at each other. Everybody gets super heated arguing about like politics or history or some shit.
It's funny how sometimes like, do you ever go, I don't know, I mean, I've ever heard, whenever I listen to like the dudes at the bodega, like the Yemen dudes talk, I'm always like, why are you guys so mean to each other?
But they're
all
not
smiling, but they're just screaming at each other. It's
yeah,
like how some people communicate. Maybe we're just like, my family was always so stoic. My family, like my grandpa once said to me when I was asking, because he was in Korea, right? And my other grandpa was in World War II, and my grandpa was still alive, the one that was in Korea. I'm like, I'm the oldest of the male grandchildren, and he's like the oldest living family member, and I just want to be like, Grandpa, what was it like? What was war like?
And don't use any slurs.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks. You know what I'm saying? You say what you want, Grandpa. You're 80 fucking 7 years old. I'm like, so what was war like? And he's like, son, I'm sorry, but I just wasn't blessed with the gift of bullshit. And that's the end of the conversation. So I don't know about his time at war.
Right? Yeah.
He has this big scar on his face, and the only reason I know about it is because my mom told me his boat got shot down, and they had to jump ship, and they jumped into a school of those man-o-war stingrays, jellyfish.
Yeah.
So that's a jellyfish sting.
Oh damn!
On his face, his big ass scar. But the whole boat like had.
That's kind of funny that he went to war and came back with a jellyfish sting.
Yeah, I know, right?
You get a Purple Heart.
I know. I was just gonna make the same joke.
I don't think he got a Purple Heart.
That reminds me of that Simpsons joke where like there was remember that guy who had the one arm. And he was like, and he
Herman,
worked.
I think.
Yeah, he like worked at the Army Navy store,
right?
And they asked him like, "How'd you lose your arm? Was it the war?" And he goes, bus driver tells you not to stick your arm outside the window. Listen to her. Like that. that stolen valor sort of guy who wears like all camos and stuff. My grandpa I had a step grandfather who was a World War II veteran, had 2 Purple Hearts and like a Bronze Star. And he was in the Marines, and he was in the Marines at like 16. He was over in the Pacific Theater. Guys, yeah, no kidding. And it was like he was the nicest like old guy in the world, and he has great kids. And I love their family and everything like that. But he always tells these stories and show us like the flags and everything from like, Iwo Jima. Like he has these like Japanese flags and everything like that. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Can you turn on the computer?
I guess my other grandpa, he never did this when I was alive, but when he was younger, I guess my dad told me he was like, when he would get all drunk, he'd like pull out the maps and like show like the European maps and show where they went, what they did, and like, but he had to be hammered to do it. I never saw that.
Oh man, that you know what? I've been wanting to drink again, and good for you. Speaking of, so in January, what do we record? What is today? Is the end? This is December.
It's December 1st.
Oh, okay, so I
think.
Yeah, so my birthday's in like 5 weeks, right? And I joined the Navy. I left for boot camp like right around my birthday, and that was 20 years ago. January. Yeah, and I started thinking as that like date like approaches, it's like other people like were like, I guess they peaked in high school or whatever. They get like really excited about their 20-year like high school or like college reunion or whatever. And not that I'm gonna have a fucking reunion for my Navy shit or whatever, but it's like 20 years is a long time to like have left. Like I could be retired by next year instead of just poor.
But you'd be way less funny.
Right. I don't know, man. The Navy fucking Navy dudes are pretty fucking funny, man. And they know how to bust balls. But anyways, so I've been thinking about like how much I miss like that. Like there's only so many opportunities in your life you get to be on this gigantic fucking boat. Yeah. You know what I mean? Sailing across like the Mediterranean Sea and everything, you know. I'm glad I did it.
Are you going to re-enlist?
Yeah, I'm going to. Well, now that I'm, probably diabetic, I think it's a good time for me to try out for the SEALs. I could barely walk up the stairs to get here because I have plantar fasciitis. And like, I would be better at the swimming part of the Navy SEALs than I was back then. Probably because I have more buoyancy, but also too because I'm a stronger swimmer than I was then. But the rest of it, I'm fucked. So
are you gonna have yourself a little party for 20 year?
No. It's not. No. It's just like an interesting. I mean, like. Just be 20 years outside of.
Is this you dropping hints that we should throw you?
I know you're like, so it was on this day.
Yeah, it was on this day 20 years ago. I left to protect your worthless lives. I like when I get tagged in Memorial Day stuff, or like people send me, "Hey, happy Memorial Day." I'm like, I'm not dead yet.
That's Veterans Day, bitch, not Memorial Day.
Memorial Day. No, it's funny. The Memorial Day ones is just like thanks.
That's for the dead ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny that people mix that up considering the name is Memorial.
Right, in remembrance. In remembrance of Derek Humphrey. Last time I saw him die was on stage.
It's holidays are such a weird thing because like they all have negative connotation at this point for the most part, right? Like I know it's not.
Oh, you mean like culturally?
Culturally, yeah. Like it's so uncool to celebrate Thanksgiving these days.
Right. Every holiday is here's why you shouldn't enjoy yourself today, and what horrible things this can be associated with.
And I know it's not cool, but I fucking love Thanksgiving. And this was a bummer. Like the last 4 years in a row, I went to Atlantic City with my friends for Thanksgiving, because I usually go home to see my mom for Christmas. And Thanksgiving, we'd go to Atlantic City, and I fucking always have a blast.
I like Thanksgiving well enough. They put up Christmas decorations in my neighborhood at some of our buildings and stuff, and they look really nice. And like last night I saw it, I was like genuinely happy. So I'm like, I don't participate in it, but I like seeing other people happy about it.
I got a Christmas tree.
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah.
Nice.
What do you
put
celebrate?
Living room.
Do you celebrate Hanukkah?
We didn't really celebrate anything too much, and then as we got more Americanized, we were like, well, I guess we should celebrate something around this time. So we started celebrating Hanukkah, but not in any traditional sense. It was just like, here's some gifts, happy Hanukkah.
Yeah.
And then, my wife grew up celebrating Christmas, so now I'm like, whatever.
Right.
Do a little both. You could put up a tree and a menorah at the same time.
Oh, I bought a little Jewish star. I put it on top of the tree.
I like it. I like
just
that.
to have a little
both.
fun,
Why not?
Yeah.
Time to set that tree on fire.
I love
You have desecrated the spirit of Christ.
You're such a fucking monster, dude. I hate when you say something terrible and it flies under my radar for a second. Normally I can just shield it. That one flew under for a second. Like, wait, what's this? Oh, you son of a bitch.
Well,
no, I love Christmas too. And I'm like the most anti-religious person that there is, and I fucking
Christmas isn't a religion. I mean, like people call it that.
It was stolen.
It's an American, yeah, but the way I see it, at least from like an outsider's going in, it's like it's an American holiday. It celebrates American values beyond, I think, Christianity, but just family and consumerism, which is an American value. And
it pumps up fourth quarter numbers for the fiscal calendar.
Consumerism, exactly. But it's good. It's good for the economy.
It's always when I go back to Tucson and I see a bunch of my friends and I do a bunch of shows and a shitload of people care about my art, and then I do a crazy fucking party, and it's always awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and always, I mean, really honestly, it can be a lot of fun. If you let it. I have a Christmas tree. I've had like this fake one for years, and I haven't put it up any Christmas, but I might as well do it. Well, yeah, our place is ripped up now, but like I would put out. My wife is.
I don't have kids. You guys don't have kids. It don't really matter either way, but it's just fun.
Yeah, I know. It's just nice though. I mean, because we didn't go home to see my family for Thanksgiving. We're not going to go home and see my wife's family for Christmas. So it's like. It'd be nice to have something that would break up what otherwise is just another day.
Right. It just feels
in your
like
fucking household.
You're visualizing the seasons change a little bit.
Right. If anything, we need Christmas this year now more
just
than ever.
Some clock to measure as you get closer to death.
I like traditions, but I like the traditions that I've created with my friends. And my family,
Yeah.
Which, like, it's just, that shit's just dope. Like, my fucking birthday should be a goddamn national holiday.
Yeah.
I think so. You guys should get a day off of work so we can all hang out.
I mean, I'll take it.
Jericho's, what are some of the traditions of Christmas that you've established with your friends? Are you just like cocaine rails? And
we always do it. Well, we do it the last 4 years in a row. We did a Pangs show, which Pangs is the band I sing in.
Yeah.
And like we do like this crazy Christmas themed show that's just total drug fueled sex
Is this where like
mania.
Those photos of you in a thong on top of a bar?
The spirit of Christmas.
Yeah, it was all Christmassy and everyone has a great time and it's fucking awesome. That's a good one.
I can't tell that story. I was talking about a time I had sex at a Christmas party, but it was somebody we know.
You can. Why not? It was before.
No,
well, let me mark the time. Let me mark the time so I know when to cut it out.
No, you don't have to cut that.
He didn't get there.
I didn't name it.
Yeah, but what's the point of teasing our audience?
I'll tell a funny Christmas story about getting laid.
I'd rather just cut. All right, here, wait, and
you want me to make
go.
I worked at this big hotel / bar. I worked there for like 9 years. Like when I was 21, and it was you all right over there, Derek?
You got the giggles?
You got the giggles. No, Reddy's turning.
Keep going. No,
so I worked at this hotel.
I just have a great story. I'm never gonna. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Go on.
We worked at this hotel, right? There was about 100 employees altogether between like the restaurant, the hotel, and the bar, and it was awesome. It was great. I had some of the best times of my life at that place, and it was fucking awesome. But one year they're like, will you play Santa at the Christmas party? And I was like, yeah, sure. Get me. I said, here's the conditions. Is you got to get. I'm not gonna pay for a Santa suit. I don't have one.
Right, of course.
You give me a Santa suit, and then I want like a Santa bag full of airplane shooters to hand out.
Airplane shooters?
Like little nips, like little
mini bottles of liquor.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Little nips, little single serving. And I just want like a bag full of those and the suit. And we'll have a great time. Like, and I'd been working there I worked there for 9 years. I was friends with like the housekeeping ladies and I was friends with everybody in the building, you know? And so I was like, great, this would be great. I show up and the fucking manager, the general manager was such a dick. He had like a Santa beard and a hat. And I was like, what's this? He's like, oh, it's all, I didn't have time. This is what I got. And I was like, you son of a bitch. So he did bring me like a bag of shooters though. So I'm like, all right. And so what I did was I just got down into my boxers. So I'm wearing nothing but boxers and I'm getting hammered and I'm fucking handing out the shots. I'm getting so into it that like every shot I give, I take with someone. And they're coming. And we did like a big Secret Santa. So there's hundreds of gifts on the thing, and I'm calling people up and I'm making out with like everybody that comes. Like the guy from the salon, this like 60-year-old. Like 100-pound gay Ecuadorian dude. I grab him, kiss him on the mouth. Like I'm having so much. I give a lap dance to the owner's wife. Well, she's one of the owners. And like we're like I'm grabbing her head and slamming it into my crotch.
What?
And someone's like, "How are you not?" Everyone's having a great time. Everyone's loving it.
Just to be clear, everyone loved it.
Everyone's having a consensual
No, she's
fun
laughing.
time.
I look over at her husband. He's laughing hysterically. Their kids are like my age. Like everyone's having a great time. Right? It's going well, other than the fact that I am fucking hammered.
Right.
Everyone's having a great time. It's really good. And I tell you, I'm wearing nothing but literally like Fruit of the Loom boxers, a really shitty Santa beard. And
Once
Santa
again,
hat.
everyone's having a great time.
Everyone's having a great time. This is like a legendary party, you know? And I'm done passing out all the gifts. And now it's like, you know, it's just like there's dancing or karaoke or the open bar still. And all of a sudden, one of my coworkers physically like grabs me and drags me into dry storage of the restaurant and makes me have sex with her. So I'm having sex with this coworker.
Makes you have sex
Hold
with her.
on.
I had sex with this woman. I'm having sex with her. And mind you, she's like bent over like 100 pounds of flour, like those big 20-pound
big
bags.
flour bags. Yeah.
So she's like bent over that, and I'm wearing this itchy Santa beard and my boxers are down around my knees, and I'm fucking her doggy style. Like I'm just like I'm sweating so much. I pull the Santa beard off to the side, and there's Santa hair in both of our mouths, and we're just fucking. And I finish, and his grand's like, "Whoa, that was awesome." And she's like, "Fuck," and I go, "What?" She's like, "I gotta go tell my boyfriend." And I was like, oh, no. Oh, no.
What?
So she ran off, and I went back to the party and blacked out somewhere. And I was like, this is like the best night of my life. And then the next day, like, I ran into the boyfriend, and I thought he was going to stab me. And I had to talk him down.
Oh, he was going to stab you. Yeah.
No, he was very upset. I mean, obviously.
Right,
Understandably so. And I talked.
But he should be upset with his girlfriend, not with you. But
I mean,
I get it.
You can't. Yeah, there's no cell. There's two parts in that story, but she
Right.
really did grab me, like, and pull me into the.
Yeah,
thing.
I
She's
thought
like,
you were
"You're
going to
having
tell
sex
us
with me
she
right now."
raped you at first.
I mean, no, she did not. We had a great time. Merry Christmas. That's how Christmas. Those are Christmas traditions.
That's a pretty good button for this episode. Is Jericho was not raped. Everyone had a great time.
Jericho was not raped. I was backdoor Santa. I was the backdoor Santa.
I worked at a hotel one time, and I had to dress up as Santa and go to kids' rooms. It was a nice hotel, and like pretend to be Santa, and like
This is already starting off worse than that story.
I was like, okay.
No. Well, the thing was that they would be like. I'd be like, I didn't really want to do it, and I was forced to do it because I was the only like large white guy, and like obviously they're gonna ask me to fucking do it, and I have to go do it because it's like my job. And then I would just go and like ask the kid like, what do you want? And they'd be like, I want a PlayStation and like a pony and like whatever. And I go, I promise I'll bring all of it to you. I will bring you whatever
You got it, pal.
whatever you want, buddy. Oh, you want a visit from Batman? I'm gonna. I promise you, Batman.
It's coming to your house.
Batman will be there Christmas morning. Right?
I swear on the life of Mrs. Santa, may she drop dead if you are not meeting Batman on Christmas.
Yeah, the real reason for Christmas is so you can meet the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. They will be at your house.
I was hoping that you had some crazy story about being Santa.
No, I never disrespected the cloth.
Besides,
I never disrespected the dry storage room.
Yeah, but I did definitely. I resented all the rich kids who had a Santa. You know,
that was the only day of the year that hotel closes. It's a 365. It's a 364 day a year hotel. But our Christmas party, because it wasn't actually Christmas, it was like, the 21st or whatever, the hotel would close, the restaurant would close for that night, and we would just party. Those were so
I had reverse Santa growing up.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where Santa stole from you?
Yeah. Well, like for Christmas one year, I got an Atari. And we put it in the closet. We didn't keep it with the TV because we had been playing it all the time or whatever. Plus, we thought we were hiding it. And one morning after Christmas, I get up to go get my Atari out of the closet, open up, and it's not there. And I call my mom over, and she looks down, and she's like pissed. And I'm like, where'd it go? And she's like, your dad stole it and sold it for drugs. I was like, wait a minute, this is the opposite of how Christmas works.
She wasn't mad at you because you were sneaking around and found your present?
I knew it was in there. I didn't know until afterwards that she was hiding it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she wasn't hiding it from me. She was hiding it from my dad. And so it was funny because it was like I had a bunch of things like that in our life growing up. And it's like, I had like this reverse layaway program with drug dealers.
It was pawning. Yeah,
yeah, my dad would take it and just like sell it or whatever.
You could have made good money off of your dad if you played that right.
Yeah, well, yeah, I should have asked. Yeah. Mom, can you give me some gold coins?
All right.
I think that was a pretty good episode, guys. We caught our groove.
We got a couple of journeys. We avoided questionable legal grounds.
I'm going to text your wife and tell her she really needs to listen to this episode, and then just not tell her why and just see if she hears it.
Wait, what did I say about my wife?
Nothing. All right, we're the Bushwick Bears, you guys. You know the deal. Subscribe, like. You can send us money if you want. It's the holidays. If you just want us to do things with your money, you can. We have a Venmo. It's just Bushwick-Bears69. That's it, right? Do you remember it?
I think so.
I should check before.
Been a moment.
Yeah, but anyways, thanks for watching.
Thanks for
watching,
listening.
Check out one more episode just to make sure you hear the correct Venmo at the end.